Good morning, everybody. Matt Modi here with another episode of the Dong Report. Of course, the Dong Report being where I give out my favorite MLB home run predictions of the day. As for today, there are a couple games that you have to worry about getting rained out, mostly all the East Coast games, but I still did find 3 Dong predictions that I do really like for today. None of them have weather implications of being rained out or anything like that, so when you're looking through your home run predictions, just be wary of the weather. We'll get into all that, but first, we do have to do a recap from yesterday, which ended up not being one of our best days. I did not get any of my 3 Dong predictions to hit. Shohei Ohtani really let us down in that Phillies series with incredible weather in Philly. He could not get one to go yard. Had a pretty brutal series overall. And then we also lost 2 longer shot options in Isaac Predes and Brian Reynolds as well. So 0-3 yesterday, down 2 units. We had been red hot heading into yesterday, so I'm not going to get completely scared off by one bad day. But that does bring our total losses on the year. We are now down over the 12 unit mark. We had gotten below 10 units, and then we kind of got a little bit away from that just with a couple like yesterday not being great. But since June 1st, the summer has been really good to us. We're up over 5.5 units since June 1st. That was obviously over 7.5 yesterday, but confident that today we're going to turn things around as we have turned things around over the summer and get ourselves in the green on the year. Would very much love that to happen. If you are new to my channel, I would appreciate it if you could subscribe for this specific video, like, comment. I love reading through the comments with all the feedback everybody has, whether it's the plays that I have that you hate, that you like, or your own plays that you like. Put all that stuff in the comments. And then I do have a dub club as well where I send all my plays out for $5 a month. Gets them sent directly to your phone. So if you have any interest in that, check it out in the link in the description of the video as well as the pinned comment. Let's get into it. Let's start talking dongs. Play number 1, we are going to the Braves versus Padres game, and I'm taking Marcell Ozuna to hit a home run plus 310 odds at FanDuel. So this game being played at Padres Stadium is not a juicy game from a weather perspective or a stadium perspective, but it's a very juicy matchup when you look at the pitcher for the Padres. So I'm actually going to have 2 Braves on today's card. We're starting with Marcell Ozuna of the Braves. He's our first Dong prediction of the day. And Ozuna went on a slump at the end of June into early July. Really seems as though he's broken out of that slump. He's been really good recently. He went 11 games without hitting a home run from June 23rd to July 4th. Granted, 11 games in an 162 game sample size is not terrible, but when you're in the moment, it seems like a horribly long cold streak. Since then, since that 11 game stretch, he has hit 3 home runs and overall has just been annihilating the baseball, not only just hitting home runs, but just crushing the baseball overall. He's got at least 2 hard hits in each of his last 4 games. And in those 4 games, he's got a combined 10 hard hits. So it's 3 home runs since July 4th, just been crushing the baseball. And Ozuna's had a very good year overall if you just look at his entire sample size on the entire year. He's hit the 4th most home runs in the MLB with 24 total home runs hit, 6th best ISO rate at 26.9%, and the 5th best barrel rate at 17.8%. He's one of the rare batters that is excellent both with ISO rate and barrel rate, and obviously I love that combination. And then you go even further than that. 6th highest hard hit rate the 6th highest hard hit rate, and he has the 11th highest average exit velocity as well. So he's hitting the ball hard, he's hitting the ball fast off the bat. So if you take out that minor blip, which 11 games, again, it's not that long, he's been really good all year. He's facing a right-handed pitcher tonight in Randy Vasquez of the Padres, and Ozuna is slightly better against righties. Last year he was better against lefties, and he's still good against both, but this year, again, slightly better against righties. His ISO rate against right-handed pitching, 27.9%, so a little bit above his entire average. And then you look at his fly ball rate, his pull rate, and his hard hit rate. All 3 of them are higher against right-handed pitching. Slightly higher, but still higher. And you look at Vasquez, he really struggles giving up the long ball. His home run per 9 is 1.74. That would be the worst in the MLB if he had pitched enough innings to qualify. He hasn't pitched enough yet, so it doesn't come up among the qualified pitchers. But that home run per 9 of 1.74, that would literally be the worst number in the MLB. And then specifically against right-handed hitters, his fly ball rate increases by 13%, going from 29% against lefties to 42.6% against righties. And his hard hit rate is slightly higher against right-handed hitting as well. And then the last point I'll make here is Ozuna has just crushed Vasquez in his career. It's 5 plate appearances, 4 at-bats because he's been walked once. But in those 4 at-bats, Ozuna has hit 1 home run and has 2 doubles. So that's pretty good. In 3 at-bats, 4 at-bats, 3 extra base hits, one of them being a home run. That's pretty good. Ozuna should stay hot. Match 1 for us tonight. That's our first pick. Next up, we are heading to the Marlins versus Reds game, and I'm taking Jesus Sanchez to hit a home run, plus 340 odds at FanDuel. Now, I'm pretty sure that this is Sanchez's first appearance on the Dong Report. Those of you that have a catalog of all this can fact check that. But if I am correct in that, congratulations to Jesus, your award of appearing on the Dong Report. That's heading in the mail for you. And Sanchez has a great opportunity to mash 1 today. As always, this game being played at Red Stadium in Cincinnati, one of the best games of the day. Always going to be a good game from a stadium perspective, but it's also an incredible day today, specifically looking at the weather as well. And you look at that combination, stadium plus weather, the best game of the day. Again, from a stadium and weather perspective, best game of the day for home runs by a mile, especially when you consider the fact that like 3 games are probably going to get rained out. Now, the Reds Stadium is a hitter's park in general. It's got shorter outfields. It's generally a hitter's ballpark, even more so for left-handed hitters, because the right field is even shorter and the walls are also short. So it's like not a long outfield, and the outfield walls are also short. But for today specifically, it's hot, it's humid, slight winds blowing out to right field. It's just an amazing day for lefties. And Sanchez, as you could guess, is a left-handed hitter. He's also been on fire recently. He's been hitting really, really well. He's hit a total of 6 home runs since June 1st, but if you look, actually all 6 of them have actually been hit since 6/17. So he's hit 6 home runs since June 1st. I could also say he's hit 6 home runs since June 17th, but I wanted to look at June 1st to not just kind of cherry pick data here. So the hot streak started a couple weeks into June, but regardless, if you just look at the data starting on June 1st, ISO rate of 26.2%, barrel rate of 14.9%, hard hit rate of 54.1%, average exit velocity of 93.1 miles per hour. All of those numbers would put him among the tops of the MLB if you just extrapolated that out to the entire season. And again, that's since June 1st, and he's been really hot since June 17th. Sanchez also hits right-handed pitching significantly harder than he hits lefties. He basically can't hit lefties at all. And as you can guess, he's facing a righty tonight. His ISO rate against left-handed pitching is 0.68. It's 6.8%. That's essentially the equivalent power numbers of a hamster against left-handed pitching. Against righties, it goes up to 19.3%. Now that ISO rate against righties is still below the great threshold that we normally look for according to Fangraphs. But as I mentioned, he's been way, way hotter recently. If you look at the data since June 1st, 5 of the 6 home runs that he's hit have come against right-handed pitching. His ISO rate in that stretch against righties, 29.1%. So much, much better recently, as we knew. And if you look at Carson Spears, he is the pitcher for the Reds. He's actually having a pretty good year. Granted, it's a smaller sample size of 42 innings pitched, but he has been pitching well. But he has also struggled against lefties in that sample size. He's allowed 4 home runs on the year. 3 of those 4 have come to left-handed hitters. The biggest reason why, the biggest culprit to that increase in home runs against lefties, his fly ball rate increases by 11%. It's 39.1% against righties, up to 50.7% against lefties. That 50.7% would be the worst in the MLB. So pretty confident Jesus is going to come through for us. Shout out Coneboy for that one. Lastly, third and final pick of the video. Braves Padres. I promise we're heading back to this game. Austin Riley to hit a home run, plus 390 odds at FanDuel. Another shout out to the Coneboy on this one. So for our third and final pick, as promised, we're heading back to the Braves game, taking our second Brave of the day in Austin Riley. Now, if you look at the entire year, Austin Riley's not having nearly as good of a year as Marcell Ozuna, but you isolate the data since June 1st, and basically all of his power has come over the summer, has come since June. Riley's hit 12 home runs on the year. 9 of those home runs have been hit since June 1st. So his ISO rate on the season is 19.9%, which isn't phenomenal, but his ISO rate since June 1st, 29.1%, which is excellent. His barrel rate since June 1st, 20%, which is excellent. That's 6 weeks of excellent power numbers. His hard hit rate in that stretch, 57%. His average exit velocity, 94 miles per hour in that stretch. Incredible, incredible numbers since June 1st. And yeah, he hasn't hit a home run in like 3 games. That's fine. He's been hot for, again, 6 weeks now. And in those 3 games in which he has not hit a home run, he's got a combined 5 hard hits, with more importantly, 2 of those 3 games. His average exit velocity was above 108 miles per hour, which is truly incredible. Keep in mind, the number 1 hitter in terms of average exit velocities, Aaron Judge, his is at like 100. Again, it's a tiny sample size of 2 of 3 games, but just showing you how hard he's hitting the baseball. An average exit velocity of 108 miles per hour is absurd. And it's been an extended period of time in general in which Riley's been hot. And he was amazing last year, so we can kind of trust this power surge. He also obviously has the same matchup advantages that Marcell Ozuna does going up against Randy Vasquez, the pitcher for the Padres. That's obviously going to help Riley's chances of going yard. And Riley is similar to Ozuna in that he is slightly better against right-handed pitching. His ISO rate on the year against righties is 20.3%, which, if you remember, his year-long ISO rate, not looking at any splits, is 19.9%. So again, slightly better, but still better. And if you look at the batter-pitcher matchup, Riley doesn't have the same level of success specifically against this pitcher that Ozuna does, but this is still a batter-pitcher matchup that should heavily favor Riley. So let's hope that the Braves come through for us, mashing both of these Braves dongs, and then we can get Jesus Sanchez to dong one as well. Giving us a 3-for-3 day would be incredible. If we just get one of these to mash, we will at least be profitable for the day. All 3, we will be very profitable, or even 2 will be very profitable. So let's hope that we can get some dongs today, and that's all we got. I appreciate everybody for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Make sure to check out the Dub Club if you're interested, and have a good one.